Welcome to Mindful Moment Space. This space is dedicated for you who's looking to just elevate yourself in your life, to have a good mental capability to address the various things that trouble our lives. Before we proceed, just click on subscribe and turn on the notification so that you continue getting more great videos of this kind. Great. Today, I'm going to talk about overthinking. Well, do you sometimes just find your mind just randomly going through so many different thoughts just about life, about the people you have in your life? You have so many what ifs, you are so much worried. Well, you're not alone. We think about so many things so many times. That's why I made this video just for you. I'm going to tell you about 6 ways you can now get outside the box of overthinking. Remember what we talked about in our last video, where troubles will always be there. But number one, you need to recognize what is that trouble in your life. That's our first thing. Number one, you need to identify what's causing these triggers of overthinking. You'll always have a moment you're going to overthink, and you'll go into a spiral. So you need to identify what's causing that overthinking to you. And you know a way to know what's causing the overthinking? Your pen. You need to write down every day. Every time you have something that's causing you overthink, just jot it down. Just write it down so that next time when you're reviewing it, you'll be able to know what's causing that. And that way, you'll be able to know, okay, this is where I spend most of my time in my overthinking, so that you can now address that cause of overthinking. Number two, you need to ground yourself in the present. When I say in the present, you need to identify, okay, fine, I've understood what now causing me to overthink, but now how can I now come back here? This is just to get, the focus back of yourself. I have a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method on how personally I address some of these things. So how I look at it is 5 things that I do that I see. So I write down, okay, what are the 5 things that I'm seeing? So I can see people walking, I can see animals. Yeah, count up to 5. Yeah, then 4 things that I actually feel. What am I feeling? Okay, well, today I'm feeling good. Yeah, yesterday I wasn't feeling well. I feel a bit maybe ticklish. Then 3, what are those 3 things that I can hear? I can hear aeroplanes passing. I can hear vehicles passing. Yeah, name those 3 things. I can still hear something, but it's from a distance. I can't recognize what that is. And what are those 2 things that I can smell? Is it my oil that I put on? Is it my cologne that I put on today? And what is that one thing that I can taste? Well, I got you there. It's not even lunchtime yet, and it's not even dinner time yet. So slow down a bit. So grounding yourself in this present. I know there's that contemporary method we used to do. Breathe in, out. Did that make you feel better? I know it did. So just take those 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing that makes your life better to yourself. Okay? The third one, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself and ask yourself, okay, this thing that I'm thinking about, is it really helpful? Am I actually navigating through this thing that I'm overthinking about? If if you feel it's not even helping, maybe it's time to let it go. Yeah, what you're thinking maybe just could just be a waste of time for yourself. Just of overthinking, no, causes stress in your life, causes anxiety. So just challenging yourself about this thing that you're overthinking is the surest way to overcome it. Number four, I know you'll say, okay, fine, what the hell are you going to talk about? Number four, and is the best for me, is set time limits for overthinking, or set a time limit to think through the thing that you're thinking. Then you might wonder, okay, fine. Are you telling us that you need to plan to overthink? Well, you create time to go to work, you create time to go and jog, you create time to go and meet your friends. Then why not create a time to think through the things? That way you'll say, okay, fine, I have 30 minutes to think through something and solve the problem. You know, that you're setting a time limit. You've had people say, I'm going to set a time limit to eat perhaps, or how much time I'm gonna get to travel. So if I reach that time, I stop. Well, overthinking also creates worry. So if your overthinking is going to create a worrisome time for you, then create a time limit for that. Well, I know you're like, fine, try it. I've tried to set a time limit. Remember, I'm a programmer, so which means I also must think. So which means I create a time to plan, design, and say, fine, I have 2 days to plan, 2 days to execute, and another 1 day to launch. So that's creating a time frame. So create a time today. Maybe the next number five will help you from setting a time limit. And that's now also after you've set a time limit to worry and overthink, now create a time to do what? To relax yourself. So how do you relax yourself? You go maybe sit in a nice place with nature, you go take a walk with nature. For me, I love reading and I also love listening to music. So you'll find myself immersed with my AirPods, listening to music, and that's how I get to relax myself. There are people who get relaxed by walking. So you'll find them outside there, you'll find them walking. Well, it's good to take time to like a mental break, just think through these things, makes you calm down. The last, as we spoke even in our last video, we said you need to accept reality. Accept that there are uncertainties that you cannot get away from. Yeah, cannot get away from these uncertainties. So think through those items. If you can't accept that, then fear will always overtake you. So just think through those things. So before we conclude, we say that you need to think through the triggers that are actually causing you to overthink. Then once you think through this, you need to come now to the present. Are these things really useful in my life? Are they gonna help me out really? Then you need to set a time limit for thinking and worrying. Yeah. After you've set a time limit, you now need to relax, calm your mind, and get better. That's why we are here in this mindful moment space. If you found these tips useful, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification and listen for more wellness content. Thank you. And before you leave, please tell me what you're doing to reduce the overthinking in the comments below.